Shamar.
What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is Jamar 4 here once again. What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamar 4 here once again. And I know I'm relatively late, but last night I couldn't watch Scandal with everybody else because, long story short, some stuff that came up to where I had to watch it this morning. So I know the review was kind of late, but you know, I'm gonna still give it, you know, the review treatment. I was not gonna do it, but I'm like, let me go ahead and do it. So, I'm sorry. The episode starts out when Sally Langston is pretty much saying she is decided to run against President Fitz for as an independent party, but she is also deciding not to resign as vice president as well. So everybody's like, oh shit, she can't do this. Like, how this bitch gonna say she's gonna run against you, but then at the same time it's gonna be like, oh, but I'm still gonna serve by your side. Like, bitch, no. So they're like, okay, we're about to go into crisis mode. We're about to label this bitch as a loose cannon and showing us that Olivia's like, we're gonna show this bitch is showing that the United States is divided and we're not unified and it's gonna make us look weak. And you know, Olivia be on crisis mode. So that's going on with that. Really, this episode didn't have like a lot of big dramatic. It was more like one of those episodes that was kind of like a setup for the remainder of the season. It looks like next week is going to be really, really good. So this was just kind of like a setup so we kind of get a feel about what's about to happen in the rest of the season. So they're trying to elect a new vice president, and Fitz nominates, I believe his name is Andrew Lincoln. Forgive me if I get his name wrong, but child, please. So everybody else is like, no, you need X, Y, and Z and such, and he's pretty much just like, look, fuck what y'all talking about. I'm getting Andrew Lincoln, and everybody's like, well, whatever. So he leaves everybody out the room. So Millie and Cyrus get out the room. Olivia asked if she was about to stay there and, you know, talk more into it. He was like, that means you too, bitch. And she was like, really? You know, Olivia gagged because she was like, oh, you about to kick me out too, bitch? Oh, okay. So, you got James and David Rosen doing this. Let me just knock them out the way. James, long story short, is pretty much trying to bring down his husband for the fuckery that he did. And he's willing to do whatever it takes to get, because he's up on that podium. People are asking him questions about what happened to Sally Langston's husband's body and why there was no autopsy. And he doesn't know what the fuck to say because Cyrus won't tell him. So he's going to David Rosen trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And he's trying to take Cyrus down because he knows that Cyrus is doing some bullshit. But Rosen is telling him that I think the recording thing that he's doing is illegal. And that somebody's reporting it to the press, and he figured out that it was him that was reporting it to the press. So now James is like, oh shit. So that's pretty much James and David. I'm just got them out the goddamn way because it wasn't really too much to that. So let's get to this talk with Olivia had with her dad. Bitch, I live for Daddy Pope. His reads are just so, they hurt. I just feel like to just be sat and be read the fuck down like that face to face is just painful. And I just be feeling so bad for Olivia. Olivia just be getting dragged for dear blood by her daddy. But you know what? It don't even be like an attack towards her necessarily. It's usually like a sense of protection, but it's just like, damn, you know? And long story short, he pretty much tells her, because she's trying to, you know, apologize for, you know, that she knows what happened about him not being in command anymore. And she's, you know, trying to be sympathetic. And he knows what happens. And he's like, no, you don't know what happened. What happened was I got done in and pretty much betrayed by goddamn president who released the person who gave birth to you, who is this crazy bitch killing motherfuckers. And now you better run from the goddamn White House. Okay? He says, because I'm letting you know now that President Grant will not finish his term, and I want you to start grieving now because it's about to go down. You need to get far away from the death trap that is the White House. And Olivia just, you know, as she usually does, she get read down. She be staring off into the distance with that lip quiver. That legendary lip quiver that Olivia be doing, I be getting my life from it. I love Olivia to death. So this is another gag of the show. So Abby is on some TV show, whatever the show is, talking with the guy. I just never figured out what his name is. The guy who is with Sally Langston, like her right hand man. They're talking. They're trying to go back and forth about Sally's reputation. Talking about, and Abby is sticking to the plan. Talking about she's a loose cannon. She's unpolitical. She's showing division between the United States and all that other stuff. And the other guy is fighting against her. And then the next thing he knows, he brings up the fact that, oh, well, what about President Grant hiring his mistress to run his campaign? Everybody was like, Abby was like, that's a vicious rumor that's been placed to rest months ago. Like, what are you talking about? Like, she gagged. She was not prepared for that statement. And so, let's see. Let me go back into my notes. And so while that's being aired, Olivia walks into Cyrus' office trying to figure out like what the fuck is going on, and she sees on the news that Sally Langston's body, like she's working to try to get Sally Langston out, and the Sally Langston's husband's body hasn't been autopsied. People are asking questions because James leaked information to this reporter talking about that there hasn't been an autopsy, so they're asking questions after questions, and she's like, "Ooh, we can fan that fire to make Sally Langston look bad." And so, and Cyrus is looking like, "Oh shit." The more that they dig into this bitch, the more trouble that I get. So Cyrus is feeling a little scared. And then we get to this bitch Sally. This bitch Sally is talking to her right-hand man that's trying to protect her and shit. She said some fuckery talking about some, he said, well, you murdered your husband. She was like, no, I didn't. The devil did. The devil used me as a vessel to commit his sins. I'm like, you know what, bitch? Just admit that you went crazy. You saw that your husband was having sex with men, and you're a right-wing conservative Republican and all that other bullshit, and you just wasn't with it, and you took him out. You acted on rage and fury. Don't claim the devil, bitch. That was all you, baby. And I just hate when people be trying to talk about, oh, that wasn't me, something possessed me. Yeah, okay. So then we get to probably the most hated bitch on this show. It's Quinn as. So Quinn is now pretty much trying to work for B613, and she goes to this little boy's school. She finds him after school, and she is like, "Oh, can I take you home? Your mom wants me to take you home." And originally the little boy is like, I don't talk to strangers. I'm like, okay, good. Somebody raised this child the right way. But then she's like, oh no, I'm friends with your mom. And she's like, well, how do you know my mom? She says, oh, your sister plays with my sister soccer ball or something. They did some research and found out what his sister's name is. And so he bought the shit, and she's like, I'll bring you ice cream. I'm just like, oh Lord, this little boy, please don't be stupid. And like, see, this is a prime example. Parents, teach your kids to not go with strangers no matter the fuck what. Like, if you weren't able to get like a note or to call them or do something to confirm, to hear from you that you can go with somebody else, do not go. I can't stress that shit enough. Do not go with bitches that you've never seen before, you never heard of, you haven't confirmed. At this day and age, if you have little kids like that, you need to just go ahead and give them a motherfucking cell phone, let them call their mama and be like, okay, well, let me just verify. So, ain't nobody got time for this stranger danger, kidnap bullshit. So they abduct this shit. And James was trying to approach Cyrus about, what happened to the body, because everybody's asking him about the body. What did he say? What did he say? And we figured out that he's leaking information to people to ask about the body so that he can find out what the fuck happened, but Cyrus won't tell him. So then we get to Huck and Abby, they get to the girl's house who did the autopsy. And long story short, they're trying to get the information about what happened. And I'm not sure, but I feel like she lied to them to kind of throw them off. Because when they were talking, we see that Quinn and her boyfriend, whose name I can't remember, is in the background and got the little boy. So I guess the little boy was the son of the girl who did the autopsy. So they pretty much held her son hostage so that she could, throw off Olivia Pope and Associates. So I'm like, Quinn, you ain't a damn inch of shit. But girl, hell, I wouldn't go back to Pope and Associates either with somebody like Huck that told you not to come back. So, and that bitch pulled out your teeth. So I I understand it, but bitch, I don't like you either. So Millie invites Olivia out for lunch. This was the funniest part, I think, of the entire episode. This bitch is like, smile, bitch. People are watching. Hey, girl. We need you to, we're going to try to make this look better so people won't know that you're fucking my husband. Sip, 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 sip. I'm like, bitch. Every now and then, Millie gives me life. This bitch is a conniving bitch. But you know what? People come down on Millie. And at first, we didn't understand. But, you know, throughout the season, we kind of get at least somewhat of a better understanding as to why Millie is the way that she is. Long story short, Millie wants the presidency and the first lady more than anything. She doesn't give a fuck about her husband cheating. She doesn't give a fuck about that she got raped by her husband's daddy. She doesn't give a fuck about too much these days. And we found out something else that she doesn't give a fuck about at the end of this episode. So, so they're talking, and pretty much everybody's like around them trying to figure out what the hell they were saying. Now, this is the thing. I don't know. I guess those reporters had like dingy ass devices, because I feel like, how could they not catch all those reads that Millie was giving to Olivia? I'm just like, y'all ain't gonna catch that? Like, I know y'all are trying to make it look like, you know, Olivia and them are friends to kind of dispel the rumors, and she even gave her like a list of people to date and shit. But I'm like, are y'all not catching these reads? Like, are y'all not getting that audio? Like, I don't know. He just seemed a little retarded. Excuse me. So Olivia tries to get with the, since the president is so stuck on this dude to be VP, she tries to, you know, go up to him and try to tell him, okay, try to make sure, tell him to be like, oh, I'm gay. Try to pretty much make him seem like a minority and make him look, you know, like make the president look like he made like a decision to get somebody more diverse in the office and whatnot. And so, long story short, with that scene, he pretty much gave like a foreshadowing. He said, the reason I haven't slowed down and the reason that I've been, you know, out with so many women, because he has like a reputation of a player, is because I missed out on the person on marriage the first time, and I missed out on the person who I wanted to originally marry, so I married myself to work. So I was like, we're going to see that later on. Let's see, because I'm trying to get through all this stuff, because a lot of this stuff, it's just kind of like, it's going to come out later, so it's really not much that you can say about it now, because they didn't really go too much into detail. Fitz and Liv talk about why did he put Jake into command, because she said that he trusts Jake, and at the end Olivia starts using Jake as her man to kind of void off the press about him and Fitz. Fitz is not here for it. We see that Sally's dude, whoever's name that I can't remember, who she's working with, meets up with Daddy Pope. And the gag, the final gag of the episode is that we figure out that the girl who Andrew Lincoln, the VP elect, was talking about, said that he missed out on, was Millie. Apparently, back in the day, her and Millie, you know, bumped and grind and got up on that and, you know, fucked around a little bit. And so we're going to probably get a flashback into that pretty soon. So now President Fitz has a little side bitch. Melly probably gonna have her little side nigga finally, because Melly been needing some dick all through this whole scandal series. She just been needing somebody to just dick her down, because Fitz only got her pregnant at one time, and that wasn't even, you know, worth nothing. So we'll see where this goes. So that's pretty much this episode of Scandal. This was called Ride, Sally Ride. Child. But it's getting good. I can't wait for next week, because then, oh, one thing I didn't mention was that whole Harrison thing. Harrison running from some motherfucker, and then some girl comes in and he fucks her. I guess they were lovers and part of some team back then, but he guy's trying to run away from the team and she's trying to come and find him. We don't know. They were pretty vague with that one, but thank you guys for watching the video. I'll try to be back for Scandal reviews every week if I can. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.
Like, share, subscribe.
Washington.